Yo, it's jam packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track. We got the juice, the vibe, the facts, so lean in close, it's time to unpack. Mic check 1 2, we breaking the mold. Story so bold, got the heat and the cold. From culture to combo, we never play flat. Every beat, every word, yeah, jam packed. J for the jokes, A for the art, M for the moments that hit from the heart, M for the magic, the mind, the map. Put it all together, now you're jam-packed. Tune in, lock in, we're taking you higher. Fuel for your thoughts, spark for your fire. No filler, no fluff, just truth intact. This ain't just a pod, it's jam-packed. Yo, it's jam-packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track. We got the juice, the vibe, the facts, so lean in close, it's time to unpack.
Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Hey, Drew,
These
it's your
defensive
boy.
teams. Kate Cunningham, what? Mike, just concede, man. It was about not being in the play-in, bro. Just concede. Just concede already.
We're back
What's going
with
on with
another.
Mike's video?
I know.
What up, Jam Packed? Welcome back to another episode of Jam Packed. We are on live episode 99, if you can believe it or not. The wild card games have just finished, with the last one being played tonight. We'll go over all of that and more, what's to come in the NFL. But before we get started, let's bring in our people. Other than John M83. Welcome back in, John.
What's going on, man?
Hey, chillin'. And then we're going to go to the dark side of the moon with Bro.
What it do?
I'm glad that side of the moon is showing the sun a little bit. Maybe we can see you tonight. Welcome back in. Okay, fellas. I think I can speak for all of us when we say when we're looking for the start of the playoffs, even though some don't necessarily consider the wild card the start of the playoffs. What we hope for are the top teams and close games. The last thing I want to see at the start of the playoffs are blowouts. And I think we got our wish this year. This year had some fabulous games on deck. They not on paper. I would venture to say that on paper they look like they could have been potential blowouts, but I think the games that we got were just fabulous. Back and forth. There were plenty of lead changes, and I mean, even with that, I'm going to change lead right now. We're going to bring in another dude on the darker side of the moon, TeslaMase.
I'm trying to match little bro.
Fair enough. We were just talking about how great the matchups were this week in the NFL. We're gonna break these down real quick. We'll start with tonight's game. The Texans absolutely dominated on the defensive end, getting 2 scores on defense, beating the Steelers 30-6. I think that right there was the biggest blowout that we saw, and it was sad to see Aaron Rodgers possibly in his last game. I think he's actually meaning it this time. I think we've been through this too many years.
Not only that, his last throw was an interception to the other team for a touchdown. So
right. I mean, he's definitely had a couple. If this is potentially his last game, look for him to be a Hall of Famer in 5 years, because he's definitely well deserving. Has all the accolades. I mean, it's sad to see a great quarterback like that kind of go down like that, but when you play for that long in a position that important, I think that's just kind of how the dice roll. We'll talk about the next week's matchups here when we come up. I'll run through the rest of the games. If you guys have anything to chime in on these games, let me know, or just chime in. But congrats to the Texans to moving on. Before we move on to the next game, does anybody feel like this is Tomlin's last year in Pittsburgh?
yes.
I would have to agree with you. Only because I think that this is 9 seasons now, 9 straight seasons that they haven't won a playoff game, even though they've made the playoffs. So
Definition of mediocrity right there is they're not getting the job done, and really they don't have a future. I mean, who's their quarterback of the future? Like, that's
that's a good
it's
point.
Mason Rudolph, baby.
Mason Rudolph.
yeah,
Mason
like
Rudolph.
I said.
But I don't think you're wrong. Ravens just let go of Harbaugh last week. Now, they didn't make the playoffs, but at the same time, Harbaugh was in Baltimore for 18 seasons. I want to say it was 18 seasons before they decided to move on. I think Steelers are now ready to move on. Could we see a possible swap in coaches with those two teams?
That'd be weird. Like, I'm really curious to know
really weird
where Tomlin would want to go. When you sit in a place for as long as he did and had the plethora of quarterbacks that he had, I don't know. I don't even know where I think I'd put him. You know, it would just be. I don't know, man. He's been with the Steelers for such a long time. I think it'd be really weird to see him in a different jersey, represent a different team.
Let's get another take from a guy with actual electricity. Jack SB joins us. What up, Jack? What up?
He was trying to miss the Eagles game, so glad we didn't go over that.
I stalled just for him. No, I stalled just for him.
Nah.
No, we can skip that one. It's
fine. Amazing game by the Texans for sure. Jack, do you see the Steelers getting rid of Tomlin?
I think so. I mean, if I were the Steelers, it's hard because, obviously he has, that NFL record of most seasons without a losing record, which is great. But the thing is, he's been consistent, but he's been consistently, mid, I guess, to put it that way. Yeah, he does have a Super Bowl, but I mean, at this point, tonight was the 7th straight season with a playoff loss. So, just you need more than just that, more than just a winning record, more than just, one game over 500, more than just a playoff appearance to keep having success.
Fair enough. I think we're all on the same page there. Unless you got something to add, bro. Anything to add? That's perfect. That was perfect. I was looking forward to that. All right. Let's move on to the Bills Jaguars. Jags by far kept this thing so dang close it wasn't even funny. And I was actually rooting for the Jags to pull that upset off. Luckily for Josh Allen, they won that game, because I felt like he was about to get reamed if he lost to the Jags. in the playoffs, and that I don't think that would have went over well through the media at all. Now, mind you, that was a lot closer game than they should have had. On the flop side, Bills, yes, did win 27-24, but they lost Gabe Davis to a torn ACL.
That sucks.
And safety Jordan Poyer is also out for Saturday. So huge losses on their end. I mean, we're talking impact players on both sides of the ball. But we'll talk about their next matchup here in a second. Did you guys see anything, or were impressed by anything in this game?
So I saw a rookie coach kind of go away from the run really early on Jacksonville. And I mean, I think ETN was averaging close to 7-8 yards a carry. I think he had 8 carries for 56 yards really early in that game, and just kind of panicked. Like, I'll be honest, this weekend I actually saw what I feel is a lot of bad coaching going on. And then obviously amazing coaching by Shanahan, right? But
let's go, baby.
No, I mean, you have to give him the credit, but we'll get into that later. But I mean, I don't know. He was a rookie coach. I think Jags are definitely headed in the right direction. Yeah. They look good. You know, they're a couple pieces from actually being able to compete. Trevor Lawrence looks good. I mean, you know, he threw the pick at the end, but you know, I still just don't see weapons. You know, I don't think Strange. I don't think Parker. I don't think Jacoby Myers are you know, luxuries, you know, for a QB to have, right? To be able to throw the ball to. But I mean, they did a heck of a job considering they don't have names on their team. They don't have very many Pro Bowlers, and, you know, a great successful season for them. And they competed with the Bills, who at this point, the Bills are, you know, favored to win, or at least, like, I think it's a pick 'em versus the Broncos this week. So they're the cream of the AFC at this point, and they hung with them. And really, if the game, you know, would have had another minute in it, they probably would have been there with them. So I was impressed with the Jags.
Same.
I think my only issue with the Jags, and it's kind of like a season trend, right? When you say Trevor Lawrence, you say the Jaguars, you expect one turnover, at least one. And I think that's the thing that's a struggle that they really need to clean up for next year, right? If they control the turnover game, I think they're going to be really good. But that's one thing kind of throughout the season that you kind of heard in every game was that there's at least one turnover. So whether that was early in the game, late in the game, they got to clean up the turnover ratio.
Jack, did you see anything?
No, I mean, the main things was really the Bills' defense. I mean, because the Jags, they've been hot. Like, this was a tough one for me to pick. Like, I was going back and forth, and I wasn't sure who to pick for this one, but I ended up going with the Bills just because I was like, well, kind of what you were saying before, Mike. Like, right now, there's no excuse for Josh Allen. You know, like, Mahomes isn't there, Burrow's not there, Lamar's not there, so he's got to make it count. So, I mean, the respect to the Jags, though, just like Tesla was saying, like, the Jags are going to be around. You know, like, Cohen did a fantastic job, like, better than I think most people thought he would, at least, especially in his first year. But, yeah, the Jags are going to have a great team going forward. And, yeah, the Bills, their defense is going to need to keep them in it because the Broncos defense, you know, we can count on their D-line and everything. So it's going to be a tough one. But, yeah, losing Poyer and Davis is going to be huge for the Bills.
Yeah, I think this was a bigger sign to the Bills defense. And, you know, you gave up 24 points to, alluding to TeslaMase's point, all-starless offense, essentially, in Trevor Lawrence, right? So when you don't have a solid number one, maybe a solid number two, you got a group of guys that are just kind of mid, and he's putting up 24 points on you. That's concerning for a defense, especially deep in the playoffs. Let's move on. Patriots get the 16-3 win over the Chargers. I did not see anything in that game that screamed to me that Drake May should be the MVP. Only putting up 16 against the Chargers team is a little wild. I honestly, now, mind you, the Chargers have had a decimated offensive line all year, and how they managed to win as many games is mind-boggling. But at the same time, they were in it. They fought. I mean, Justin Herbert was just on his back a lot and took a lot of shots. They definitely Patriots defense definitely brought the pain. You can tell he was hurting. I think there was a couple times that he lingered on the floor a little bit because the pain was so bad. So I don't think. Is there anything that you guys want to elaborate on that Patriots game? Because I didn't see much that screamed Super Bowl.
Dude, yeah, I think the main thing is that defense. Like they came up clutch. The Chargers have had good weapons this year. Like Quentin Johnston surprised a lot of people, and then obviously Keenan Allen, the veteran. And I think how do you say it, Gadsden, the tight end. So yeah, like that Patriots defense came up huge, but yeah, they're definitely gonna need to make some adjustments because as good as the Chargers defense is, which it's been great all year, like the Texans defense is, I would say, on another level. So
oh yeah,
it's.
I mean, they're playing lights out right now.
See how the Patriots handle that.
Go ahead, Tesla.
Yeah, I just want to say that this is the third win for the Patriots versus a team over 500 all year. So, and they look like it. Like, it's always kind of been my gripe is I haven't been the biggest believer in the Patriots all year, as you guys know. And I'm like, let's see what they do against good teams. And I wouldn't even say the Chargers, as decimated as they are a good team, but it really was an ugly win. I mean, what was it, like 6-3 in the third quarter? I mean, they couldn't score. They got lucky, to be honest, that Harbaugh, I think he shouldn't have kicked the field goal initially. I think he should have went for it, and then the second time goes for it and doesn't get it. So I mean, a couple of those things go the other way, and they could be at home right now. So
right.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the Pats. I actually think Texans beat them this week for sure. Like I actually feel really confident in that, but that's just my thought.
John, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I thought May thrown for 268 wasn't horrible. I saw him run a few times, but there's nothing exciting there, right? I think their offensive line could have done a little better against the Chargers front four, but I think they have the work cut out for them for the next game. That's for sure.
You sure, bro? Nothing?
Bruh.
All right, perfect. We got. All right, that's fine. Seahawks had the first round bye. Let's head into the NFC. Rams squeak by now. This was way closer than I thought it was going to be, because on paper that should not have been a 3-point game. Rams get the win 34-31. Oh my gosh. Are the Panthers one? It seems like the Panthers are pretty set up for the future. They know what they got. They know how to roll, how they're going to roll forward. Great progress in what they had last year. But do you think that game should have been that close?
Dude, it's just so interesting because we saw the Panthers beat the Rams already early in the season.
Yeah.
But you would think there's obviously it's hard to beat any team twice, right? But dude, I just don't know what was going on with the Rams defense, man, because you can't allow Bryce Young and the Panthers, they've had a solid season, but you can't allow them to score 31 on you and have a chance to win the game when you're trying to win the Super Bowl. The Rams are a heavy favorite up there with the Seahawks or whatever, but it's just, I don't know. Obviously Stafford as clutch as they come in today's game, but it's just crazy that the Rams were that the Panthers kept it that close and the Rams allowed that to happen.
I thought the Panthers receivers did a really good job. So Jalen Coker, 9 receptions for 134 yards, but caught a 52-yard bomb, right, and did really well against that Rams defense. And then McMillan, 5 for 81, but caught a 22-yard bomb. And so I think Bryce Young did well getting the ball to those guys, and those guys made the plays and did well there.
Yeah, the Rams defense hasn't been that good the last few weeks of the season. You look at what Bijan did against them. You look at kind of all that was going on in the last couple of weeks to kind of lose from being the number 1 seed. But in this game, again, another team that I just thought really went away from the run. You know, they were up 14-0 at one point. It looked like it would be a blowout. And so, and then Stafford, you know, uncharacteristically started, you know, throwing a couple picks. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, why, you know, there was a time where I think they had it on first down and it was late in the fourth quarter. They were up at the time and they get a 7-yard carry. So it's 2nd and 3 and 2 straight passes to punt the ball right back. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, you didn't run for 2 yards on first down. You ran for 7. So, I don't know. And it's not like they don't have Kyron Williams and Blake Corin who are, you know, 2 solid running backs. I just look at the run game and I'm like, man, they were doing pretty well. Why stop? You know. So, I don't know. Again, I know we always talk about playoff football and teams, you know, needing to focus on running more, but this was one that I really, really was surprised at. I didn't think it would go that way. But then again, Stafford also let him down in the end, and you know, it also seemed at one point once Devontae Adams got hurt, you know, he got hit pretty hard, looked like a concussion, that it was like Puka or no one, and that's what really surprised me. Stafford was very much zeroing in on Puka. And I'm like, dude, like you have some great tight ends. You have receivers that you may not trust in the big moment, but the last 3 weeks you've been playing with them, like throw the ball to someone not named Puka, you know what I mean? And Parkinson and you know, and so I think overall it was just kind of weird the situation that they put themselves in.
Fair enough. John?
Yeah, Stafford 24 for 42 for 304 yards. I thought he did a really good job. Only got sacked 1 time, so I think offensive line helped him out there. But I agree with everything Mike said. Kyron Williams only ran 13 for 57, and Blake Corum 11 for 45. I think they could have controlled the game a little bit more, time possession a little bit more, if they ran it a little bit more, right? So Mike already said all that, so I definitely agree with him there.
Bro, you're muted.
A lot of inconsistencies, both on offense and defense.
He spoke. What in the world? What was that? I didn't even know his voice sounded like that. I'm playing, by the way. I saw this reel. It was an interview. They interviewed Devontae, and he, you know, Rams were down, needed the touchdown. They called timeout, and he said, "Now we all know that Stafford has elite arm talent." He said, "What I didn't realize was his leadership." He said, during that timeout, or, you know, as we're gathering, we got into speak, and he said, "Let's go snatch their hearts." Now that is the most gangster stuff you could ever hear from a quarterback. Like, and then he went and did it. Like, oh snap! Okay, let's go, let's roll. Like, I'm ready to roll now. Let's go. But I thought it was great video clip by Devontae for sure. We'll go into the game nobody wants to talk about. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, I still don't think the Panthers, from a rules perspective moving forward, belong as a 4 seed. I think that rule needs to change.
Great.
Definitely.
You know, you put them on the road as a 7 seed and they're probably not in the game, right? So
Yep.
I think that rule needs to change. They shouldn't. Yes, they proved at home in the playoffs pretty much any team could probably compete, right? But
Right.
It's just not right that, you know, you have the Niners and the Rams who are clearly better than these teams, you know, as a you know, 5 and 6 seed.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. They definitely need to change that rule. On to the most heartbreaking game for Jack. Niners get the unbelievable win 23-19 against the Eagles. And when I say unbelievable, I talked to Mike earlier today, and I said, does Shanahan possibly have like a resume this year to be the coach of the year? He not only did he go into the defending champions stadium, but beat them without their number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and possibly number 5 linebacker. But also without their number 1 pass rusher, their number 1 and number 2 receiver, lost their number 1 tight end in the game. To be that injury, to have that many injuries on a single team would have blowout written all over it. Absolutely all over it. But somehow Kyle Shanahan has got these guys not only playing lights out and fighting just for their lives right now, but does he, with all that the Niners were able to do yesterday, does he have that case, John?
I mean, I would say yes, but I don't know. I try not to be a homer because I love my team so much. I'll start off by saying yes because throughout the season, right? I'll even talk about season, won't even talk about playoffs. For all the injuries that the team has. At one point, there was like 29 players that were hurt. So I mean, I don't even know how to explain that. But Shanahan still comes up with a game plan week in and week out, and the team has performed very well, having 12-5 season for all the injuries that we had. For the position change we've had to make, from a kicking standpoint, special team standpoint, and still hanging in there and being able to play with the big boys, I think is really good. I would say in this game, I was so worried because not only did you name all the stuff that you named from the people and pieces we didn't have, but then Purdy throws 2 picks on top of it, right? And so it's 2 extra chances for this Eagles team to have scored. I couldn't be prouder in saying that we saw a defense play for the Niners, and we haven't seen the defense play for a while. So it was wonderful to see this team stand real strong against a really strong team. I'll pass over to Mike.
Go ahead, Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna echo what John said. Like, just the desire, it's pretty incredible. I mean, our linebacker, our captain of our linebacker group, wasn't on the team a month and a half ago. You're talking about like literally these guys probably wearing name tags in the locker room just so people could identify him. I mean, unreal the situation, right? Now that being said, McCaffrey and Juice, like let's shout out Juice for being like,
Yes.
we need a receiver to step up, and all of a sudden our fullback is like catching like 4 passes, like and not little dump offs, like McCaffrey catching a over the shoulder throw by Jaquan Jennings, right? I mean, it's incredible. I don't think the Eagles personally this year. So obviously you guys know I went to that Bears game and they got torn up and then like a week later they had a bye week and then they played the Raiders and everyone's like, oh, the Eagles are back and I think they played the Giants after that, and I'm like, I'm just not buying that they're back. I mean, they just played bad teams, right? They had a lot of issues. I don't know how good the Eagles were come the end of the year, but I'm not going to take anything away from the Niners because that was just I didn't think we had a chance. Now you go to Seattle and I mean you don't have a chance again, but you know what? Like it's a divisional game and Purdy's actually never lost in Seattle, believe it or not. So there's that. But I'm just really happy they got to that point. I really wish I really wish Pearsall would play because it'd be nice to have an actual receiver. But I mean, on the first drive, DeMarcus Robinson has more catches in this game than he had in any game the entire season. And you're like, what is going on? Like, I mean, it just incredible. Everyone who needed to step up, stepped up. Trent Williams, right? We didn't, I saw Mike earlier, like, yes, Seattle looked like we couldn't even stop them and they were just getting us, but we didn't have Trent Williams either, right? Like, you're talking about an all-pro veteran linebacker, or I mean, a offensive lineman. That'll help when we go play him in Seattle. And so if our defense can continue to play inspired, I don't know what Fred Warner's status is. I'm sure it's just a dream of mine that he comes back, but the reality is I don't believe in Seattle's offense. So I think we have a fighter's chance. And you know what? This team has shown you got a fighter's chance. You can pull it off. So I'm very proud of the Niners, and at this point, we're also playing with the monkey off our back, right? And that's to me, that's like in sports, that's a dangerous team. So
And
Jack.
let's talk about big plays too. So Demarcus Robinson got a 61-yard catch, right? Christian McCaffrey, a 29-yarder. Juice got a 27-yarder. Jawan Jennings' only catch was a 45-yarder, and Jake Tonjes had a big 14-yard play for a first down. So I love the fact that we had some big plays in here too. And I say that because the miles per hour was like 30 plus, and Purdy's throwing into the wind, knocking out some of these big passes. So I thought that was really great. I think that's going to help us going into Seattle, because Seattle's a wonderful defense. We're going to need to make some big plays there too. And I don't want them to force the ball, because we don't need these turnovers. The 2 interceptions were rough. But I would like to see some big plays for next week, because I think that's what's going to give us a chance as well. If our defense holds strong like they did this week, and we get a couple of big plays and a little bit of luck, I think we have a chance too against Seattle.
So real quick before you go to Jack, sorry, I was gonna say that, John, when you mentioned Trevor Lawrence earlier, about having that one turnover, or the Jaguars, I guess, I almost feel like Purdy's that same dude, right? Like you
especially
can't
after his injury.
Yeah, you can't get 5 touchdowns versus the Bears, but that one pick six, right? Versus even this game, those 2 interceptions, they hurt, and versus a good offensive team, they're gonna make you pay. You cannot do that in the playoffs. So.
Great point.
He needs to be extremely cautious. So I just when I see him, I kind of look at his stat line now, and I'm like, oh, where's the pick, right? Or where's the fumble? And unfortunately, you're getting paid, that much money, you can't keep doing that.
Good point.
Usually in the darkness comes some type of light, and our light is usually Uncle Drewski. What up, Drewski? He said if they got the number 1 seed, it would have been a lock. And he also says the Niners win it all. Jack, so a couple things. How did you feel about the game? 2, does this put any strain on Sirianni, or do you end up getting rid of AJ Brown? And do you consider Hurts an elite quarterback? Ready?
Oh,
go.
Yeah. No, dude, you got to respect the Niners for this, dude. I've just learned throughout the season that it's no matter how many injuries the Niners have, you can't count them out. You basically have to pick the game as if they're fully healthy, because they play like they're fully healthy all the time. Players step up. And obviously it sucks to have the loss, but the thing is, now it is nice though to now be able to focus on what Philadelphia needs to do this offseason, because there's so much that needs to happen, the same team returns, there were a few pieces. Well, there were quite a bit of pieces, I guess, on defense that left, but the defense still held up, one of the best defenses in the league all year. And the big thing for me as an Eagles fan, I guess, the main things that I point to are, I guess one of the littler things is Jake Elliott. I think he needs to go. He's just, the missed PAT was a big thing. He could have had a chance to at least tie it, send it to OT, right? And then they just didn't trust him in certain situations. He only made, I don't know, a couple field goals from 50 plus this year, been struggling from long range recently the last few seasons, but outside of that, I think, I don't know, it's hard, because you don't know who to point fingers at. But for me personally, I point the finger to Patullo, just because, we saw Kellen Moore just lead an explosive offense through the playoffs. Eagles had I don't even know, 95 points in their last 2 games or something. And, then you bring in Patullo, and their defense or their offense drops from top 5 total yards or something like that to 20th or something I don't even know what the stat is exactly, but because you still have all the same stars, AJ Brown, top 5 receiver in the league, Saquon, best running back last year, So for me, it's just you need to bring in a new offensive mind, someone that can get the offense loose, get it flowing, because there was not very much, I feel not very much risk being taken, and AJ Brown was upset all year, and he's a bit of a diva, obviously, but also, you can see why, because he still has the talent. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm definitely not trading AJ Brown, because I don't want to see him go to another team. Like, he still has incredible potential with another team and under a new offensive scheme. But I still think I still like Sirianni, and I still personally think that Hurts is a proven quarterback, just with the resume he has, like as a starting quarterback, still has one of the best records in the NFL, and obviously Super Bowl MVP, performed incredible on the biggest stage, in both Super Bowls. So I still like Jalen Hurts. I just want a new offensive coordinator.
So you mean to tell me that not everybody can call plays? That's incredible. I mean, we've harped on that all year. If you end up getting rid of Patullo, here's my biggest concern for Hurts. It'll be his 5th offensive coordinator in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as easy as you may think it is, every offensive coordinator comes in with a new language, even though it might, trips right, could have been, stacked right. The language alone is just its own barrier. Okay, well, now we call it this instead of that. Let alone one offensive coordinator might have you read one guy where they're in the same play, somebody else will have you read another and have a different type of read. So maybe something to look at when we start to criticize Hurts next year if they do get rid of him. But that's always hard to do in the NFL. Those that have changed, I mean, take it from me, I'm a Raider fan. We've had, I can't even tell you how many offensive coordinators over the last 20 years. But at the same time, like, even when we had Derek Carr, dude, like, how are you expecting this guy to succeed if there's no consistency, not just in play calling, but in plays and, offensive philosophy, etc. So hopefully this doesn't hinder his growth and that he continues to grow, because I think he's a good quarterback. He's definitely a serviceable quarterback. I do question the elite portion, though. Go ahead, Tesla.
A couple quick comments. So number one, Jack, I was talking to Richie tonight. Obviously, as you know, he's a big Eagles fan too. He was telling me that if they cut AJ Brown before June 1st, I guess it's a huge cap hit, and so he was actually hoping to trade him after June, just because he doesn't fit the system anymore, right? Like, he got a Super Bowl. He's just not that. He needs the ball. Right, and it's not your offense. Like, Devonta Smith's more that guy. Dodson's more that guy. Like, hey, I'll take it when I get it, but that's it. That was my first thought on that. And then, give me 1 second.
Oscar, man, yeah, that's tough. It's tough for any quarterback. I don't care how elite the quarterback is. It's tough to change offensive coordinators, offensive philosophies. That often and expect them to do super well. Like, take me to the Super Bowl. Hey, year one, guess what?
Yeah.
Take me to the Super Bowl. Now, luckily enough, you guys got Kellen Moore last year, where he did great in Dallas, right? Did great as an offensive coordinator, and you knew what you were getting. Perfect. Like, he simpled it down and got that offense rolling. But man, that's tough for any player, for sure.
And to Tesla's point too, like, what he was saying about, I guess what he was saying about, who was it? Richie, right?
Yeah.
Richie.
Because, like, if you are going to deal away Brown, which it makes sense, because, like, the way the offense is for the Eagles right now, like, Brown's going to be complaining again, over and over. Like, he needs those targets, he needs those receptions, and he can make a big impact because he's such a good receiver. Like, he has the speed, but he also has the strength, the hands. Like, he can go up one-on-one against anybody, right? But yeah, like, as an Eagles fan, if we are going to do something with Brown, then you at least need to trade him for something in return, because he's too valuable to just cut and then just be like, okay, like, now what do we do? Now we look for someone else. Like, you need to at least get something back for him.
So, and I have a question towards that second point you made real quick, Mike. Sorry. Is that the future of the NFL? I mean, okay, so Brady, right? He had a luxury of being with the same offensive coordinator, but with today's NFL, with these coaches, 6-7 coaches being fired every single year, and whoever is the good team getting their coordinators plucked, I mean, do these quarterbacks not need to learn how to play in multiple offensive schemes? I think it's not something we talk about enough. And maybe, I know I've been one of the ones in the past saying, hey, these quarterbacks aren't as good as they once were, but maybe it is the fact that today's NFL it's like a trickle down effect of firing so many coaches, coordinators being removed, and now all of a sudden you have to learn a whole new system. And it's very rare to see a coordinator stay with a good team. I mean, look at the Chiefs. Spagnuolo on the defensive side of the ball is probably one of the very few exceptions where they've had consistently good, and that's why they've been consistently good, in my opinion, for so long, because they haven't had to learn a whole new system year after year. But you look at these teams, like dynasty mode just doesn't exist anymore because of the coordinators constantly getting plucked. So I don't, just an interesting thought that came to me when you were talking.
No, fair enough. And if you guys don't believe me, I challenge you. Go play Madden and play 3 games just back to back. Okay. And in those 3 games, pick 3 different teams. And then instead of always going with the coach's suggestion and plays, try to find the actual plays in the playbook and see how long it takes you. It is now, if you're going by formation, it might be a little bit easier to catch, but not every play is in there. Right? Not every team has every single play. So play as 3 different teams that play separate styles of offense, and you'll see what we're talking about. Like it's almost night and day. Oh shoot, tush push isn't even in here. Crap, I can't even call it. Time's ticking. 25. Okay, now what do I run? All right, well let's go with that. Nope, I don't have a fullback. Okay, let's go. And you tend to panic. You tend to panic a little bit. But anyways, on the last game of the wild card, Bears. The Bears. The Bears. You get the 31-27 win over the Packers, making the Packers now 0-5 without Micah Parsons starting. Is wild. Is absolutely wild. Kudos to the Bears. Okay, I'm going to rewind the tape a little bit because this is when I said, man, Caleb Williams is playing lights out this game. It's a 4th and 8. He drops back, is under duress, has to escape the pocket, escapes to his left. So now he's on his non-throwing hand, right? Has to rotate his hips to his throwing hand, is falling backwards and launches this ball 15 yards down the field into what looks like triple coverage and lands an absolute dime to the receiver. Nobody else could have gotten it. And I was like, there is maybe 2 to 3 quarterbacks that could have made that throw. Maybe. I don't even think Josh Allen could have made that throw. Not running and falling down the way that Caleb did. I'm like, I could see Mahomes making that throw. I could see, there's maybe 3 guys that I could see making that throw. And I was like, did Ben Johnson just unlock Caleb Williams? Like, this is this is crazy. They are going to have a crazy matchup this next round, but are the Bears for real?
That's a good question right there. Because we've seen multiple times this season, it's been exciting, but they usually only play 1 or 2 quarters of football. It's the 3rd and 4th quarter normally. So it's just like if you want to beat them, because I don't know, like the Rams, kind of like Tesla mentioned, the Rams defense has been struggling big time. Yep. But both of these teams are up there in turnover differential, right, in the league. But I mean, as far as offense goes, like the Packers offense is solid, but they don't have the same weapons. Puka, Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford, Kyron White. They don't have the same guys. So I don't know, man. I find it hard to pick the Bears. Like, could I see it happening? I mean, yeah, it's the playoffs. Like anything can happen right now. We've had some good games. I mean, I guess with the exception of tonight in the 4th quarter, really, and but like I could see it happening, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Bears can make it past the Rams. I don't like you can't count on a comeback like this every single playoff game. Like the Bears were only the fourth team in NFL history or something to come back from down 15 plus in the fourth quarter. So yeah, if they find themselves in that hole again, I don't think it's gonna happen, but we never know, I guess.
We've seen some crazier things for sure. John, what do you think?
So I think the Bears need to stop the run here against the Rams. Rams have a nice little two-headed monster there at the running back position. I think that it's well known that the Bears can hold their own in the air, but I think if the Rams can get their running game early, I think it opens them up for the pass. And it's already bad enough that they have Puka, right? Puka's already great, but I think if Matthew Stafford opens up his bag of tricks this week, he's going to get the tight ends involved, and that's going to be really rough for the Bears if they can't stop the run. So we know the Bears can score points. On the flip side, I think the Bears need to get their running game going. Swift can do okay for a little bit, but I feel like he gets tired in certain quarters, and then giving it up to the second and third running backs just isn't enough in the playoffs. I think they're going to need Swift down the stretch here. And that does help Caleb Williams open up the pass for him. So we'll see. But I think the Bears need to stop the run, the Rams run, that's for sure.
The Bears-Rams game is going to be on Sunday, 6:30 Eastern on NBC. Mike, do the Bears have enough?
Yeah, so your question was, are the Bears for real? And the answer is no. But they are for real in the future. I mean, no one expects the Bears to win this game. No one expected the Bears to win the last game. No one expected the Bears to win the division, right? Like, this season is a success. Ben Johnson has been a success. He's turned Caleb Williams back into the success he was supposed to be last year, right? My buddy, I was talking to him tonight. He's like, man, Ben Johnson is a genius. I'm like, hold up, like Caleb Williams won the Heisman, right? Like he won the Heisman. Like, we're not talking about a bum. He was drafted number 1, right? Like, I mean, yes, he reestablished him, but he didn't develop this guy into like the best quarterback ever, right? Obviously, he's a Bears fan, so he's hyped. But like, this is a whole different beast. They do need it. They've been like a Cinderella story. They showed they could compete. The only reason that they have a chance in this game is because they're at home, right? Again, the number 2 seed really helped. If this was in LA, we probably would be talking about a bigger spread than the biggest spread probably of the week.
Yeah.
Which is crazy just because of the talent. I think as it is, I think it's a 4.5 point spread for Rams, and that's including they always say like take 3 points for home field, so you flip 6 points on that spread, right? It would be a 10.5 point spread for the Rams at home, essentially, right? Based on that line. Now, the cold will help. I think the cold will help. It was 9 degrees last week in Chicago, and we'll see how the Rams do. Let's not forget Matthew Stafford went to the Lion, so he is familiar with the Bears stadium, and he's played there multiple times. So the Rams just need to play solid on defense. I really like Bryant Young on the line. We all know Jared Verse, but Bryant Young looks like a stud out there, and so you got both of those edge rushers just going after Caleb Williams. I have a feeling Caleb is going to be doing a lot more scrambling this game, and that'll be key. But I don't think the Bears win this game. I think they could be in it, but I don't think they win it. But they definitely, like, if I'm a Bears fan, the future's bright. So yeah, that's my take.
So what you mean to say is Ben Johnson knows how to call plays? What? No way. Tesla's taking the Rams. John, who are you taking?
I'm actually going to take the Bears in this one. I think home field advantage helps. I think their defense is really good, and I think they have enough weapons to do it. Yeah, I'm taking the Bears in this one.
Hey, let's go. I like it. The Cinderella story continues in Chicago. That is what I'm hearing from John. Bro, who are you taking?
If the Rams can establish the run, there'll be opportunities if the Bears drop a player down in the box. But I'm going for the Rams. I want to see
Rams. That's 2-1. Jack.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams as well. I mean, one of the better teams at getting to the quarterback this year. And, Caleb Williams, he's a great scrambler, but it's going to be hard if he's being chased all night. I think I'll take the Rams. In close one, but I'd take the Rams.
All right, John, you're lone wolf in this one. Can I get your best howl?
Oh,
yeah, let's go. Let's go. I love it. Going to the bigger spread of the week. It's going to be Seahawks at home against the Niners. That's going to be Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Yikes. I know which way Tesla and John are leaning. Do the injuries, the lack of starters actually show up in this game? Jack, what do you think?
Man, it's tough. Because, week one, I mean, it's week one, so it was a while ago, but, Niners going to Seattle and win it. That was before we knew how good the Seahawks were this year. But, then that other game, one seed on the line, and the Niners couldn't do anything, and that's the main thing that scares me is the Seahawks defense for the Niners here, just because I was just looking at a stat that the Seahawks are number one in explosive plays allowed. John was mentioning just how the Niners had so many just bombs downfield against the Eagles, and the Eagles have had a great defense. So that scares me. But again, even with all the injuries, I can't count out the Niners. Man, it's so tough, man. It's such a toss-up, dude. I mean, as an Eagles fan, after losing to the Niners, I'm rooting for the Niners right now. But yeah, dude, I don't know. If I had to give it a pick right now, I'd probably say the Niners, dude. Just you can't count them out, but it's tough. I don't know.
Bro.
We always talk about next man up, right? Yeah, as a coach. If one person's injured, you bring the next guy up. And Shanahan has done that with the players that he has to use. That being said, I'm not going for the Seahawks just because I hate the Seahawks. I don't want to go. No. I think if they have the same team, if Niners could produce what they did last game, they got a chance. So I'm going for Niners.
Bruh. Okay, that was very eloquently put. Niners got it. John, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll never pick against the Niners. That's for sure. I think I'm disappointed at the fact that the line starts at Seahawks over a touchdown. Mike, Tesla, they got us. They got the Seahawks at -7.5, which at start of game will probably get somewhere closer to -5 because the money line will flip. But yeah, I'm along for the ride here. I think if we can produce the same type of game that we did in Philly, again, defense needs to hold strong, needs some big plays, a little bit of luck on the side. It'd be great to get a turnover, right? Or miss field goal from the Seahawks or something. Just something where we can just kind of get that momentum. And I think we have a chance. I don't think it'll be a blowout at all. I mean, it might be within 2 to 3 points, but if we can pull off that win, that'd be great.
Tesla, I know you're going for the Niners.
I've been waiting for everyone to stop talking so I could go, but no, I'm just playing. I love you guys. Okay, so real quick, couple things. Number one, last week, Niners game versus the Eagles, the spread opened at -3 and was quickly pushed to 6.5. It eventually closed at 6. Niners won the game. This week, it actually opened at 6.5, and it's been pushed to 7.5 already. So we'll see if it comes back down. But let's not forget, Jack. Jack made some great points, right? Man, the Niners went into the Seahawks a couple weeks ago, or I guess I should say the Seahawks came into the Niners' house a couple weeks ago and just dominated that game, right? Let's not forget, the final score was 13-3. So one or two balls just switched a little way. The Niners were in that game. That's the thing with the Seahawks. Since week 10 of the NFL season, Sam Darnold has been the worst quarterback in the league. absolute worst. He has the most turnovers in the league of any starting quarterback in the league this entire season. It's the first time in NFL history that a team with the quarterback who has the most turnovers throughout the season is the number 1 seed. So I don't trust in Sam Darnold. I don't trust in their offense. I think they have a two-headed running attack, and if we shut that down and at least hold Smith-Njigba into a little bit of normalcy, we have a shot in this game. They're not going to score a ton of points, and that was with the maligned defense that we had. Like I said, then you add in, okay, our pass rush or their pass rush was just killing us that game, and that was evident. That's why we couldn't move the ball. We couldn't score. Well, let's run a couple more screens. Let's run a couple more delayed give, handoffs. Let's run a more, even a draw every once in a while with Purdy to scramble a little bit. But we also get, like I said, we get Trent Williams back. So that helps. That helps along that left side. Let's run Juice and McCaffrey a little bit more in the, not even in the I formation, but in the split backs, right? I think there's some things that we can do, and
so much to say.
I mean, we don't know if Persall's coming back either, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with everyone but Jack. I hate the Seahawks like bro. And I'm with John.
See?
But he was with me.
Wait. Yeah.
Oh, there
and
he
he's
is.
back. Go ahead.
Oh, did you guys miss it? I said go Niners. We're winning this game, and I got Niners Rams next week at LA. So we may have to go to that, John.
Ooh.
With the chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Ooh. Let's go. Okay, I'll caveat this. If the Niners win this week, I will give in and I will buy a Niners jersey.
Dang.
That doesn't mean that I'm going to become a Niner fan.
Let's
I will buy a Niner jersey.
What player?
Okay,
What player
we'll
are you gonna get?
I don't know. I'll figure that out here soon.
Hey, did you see on the news? There's a 5-star lineman coming in.
There was breaking news. Apparently, there's a you guys got a replacement lineman coming in for the Niners. By the last name Mason. Is that right?
Yeah,
I'm playing tight end, guys. Not
my bad.
I slimmed down a little bit. I'm trying to slim down a little bit before Saturday.
Got it. Right.
New Year's resolutions, all that.
He hit the gym and then all of a sudden got recruited. That's how that worked out. I love it. Let me scroll back up. I don't know why I did that. Why did it go all the way up? Dumb. Okay, let's go into the AFC. Let's go Broncos Bills. Broncos Bills game will be Saturday. What is that? The 4:30 Eastern time on CBS. For those who want to catch it, Denver right now is at -1.5. I honestly think that this will be a test for the Bills defense. Can the Bills hold up on a net? And I would say questionable. Like, I love the competitiveness of Bo Nix, but he has made some questionable decisions like during the season. Like during the preseason, when I said, you know what, the Broncos have put a lot of pieces together. They look scary. I believe they're going to win the division. And I got a lot of flack by the dude over there. Oh, that side.
It's me.
I got a lot of flack for picking the Broncos to win. Yeah, keep going all the way down at the end of the line. I got a lot of flack for picking the Broncos to win that division because of the other two teams, because of the Chiefs and because of the Chargers. And I honestly believe, and I said this throughout the season, that if you're going to beat the Broncos, you have to beat them by double digits. You cannot win a close game against the Broncos. They've won too many close games. To me, the Broncos this year was the Chiefs last year. The Chiefs last year won so many close games, within 3 points, 4-point games. They caught. Now, mind you, this year the Chiefs did not get that break. The Broncos did. And so it's my belief if Josh Allen is going to make this happen, and mind you, I honestly believe that if Josh Allen doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, let alone win it, that there should be no excuses at all for why Josh Allen can't win with this team. I keep hearing that Josh Allen doesn't have the weapons. Say that to Brock Purdy this last week. You can't. Brock Purdy has dragged that team, right? Along with Shanahan. Obviously, Shanahan's put in a great game plan, but Brock Purdy's performance has dragged that team along. I'm waiting for Josh Allen's drag the Bills along performance. Mahomes has done it. A lot of the great, more elite quarterbacks have done it. I'm waiting for that for John. I'm tired of hearing all the excuses that Josh Allen is great and then he doesn't do great, and here we are. So I'm going to say it again. I want to hear Josh Allen doesn't have the weapons. We don't surround him enough. I'm sorry, I didn't realize Cook wasn't a good running back. I didn't realize that you guys didn't have a running game. I'm like, you got a good running game. Don't give me that.
Yep.
Pretty sure he was top 5 in the league in rushing yards. So what's the
I
deal?
think he was number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like you don't have a running game. Run the ball. That'll open up your play action. Like, don't tell me he doesn't have any weapons. Okay, here we go. Picks, Broncos, Bills. John, who are you taking?
I'm taking the Bills. Quickly, the Broncos, that they don't have a running game. So I mean, all they have is pass. If the Bills can stop the dink and dunk passes, I think they have a chance here.
Bro.
I want to go for the Broncos. Go for the Broncos.
Going for the Broncos. Jack.
Yeah, man, it's a toss-up, but I just think the Broncos have had a fantastic defense, man, and they're going to make it hard on Josh Allen, but just an offense that hasn't produced, and I still like to lean on the Bills' defense or secondary, and Josh Allen, I'm taking the Bills.
Taking the Bills. Tesla.
Okay, so my phone froze when you guys all made picks, so I don't know who anyone picked. But guys, okay, the Bills lean on the run game in this game, and they win the game. Bills go to the AFC Championship, and the Broncos are going to be called the frauds that I predicted they were at the beginning of the season. There you go, Mike. You wanted it, you got it. Look, Bo Nix is like a future Josh Allen to me, right? Like little gunslinger mentality. The issue is he can make every throw, but he doesn't need to make every throw. And I think Josh Allen has hopefully learned that throughout his career and years, but I don't think Bo Nix will. So I think it'll come down to a late turnover from Bo Nix that allows the Bills to win the game.
Fair enough. I am hopeful that Josh Allen can win this for his own sake. Wrapping it up, we got Patriots, Texans. This ought to be, to me, ought to be the most interesting game this week. Patriots, highly touted, and obviously the Patriot fans are high right now on Drake May, but in lieu to TeslaMase earlier, they've only beaten 3 teams over 500. So with that said, and with the way the Texans are playing defense, I just watched a game where the Texans defense were absolutely swarming. I mean, they don't miss tackles, if at all. They're very opportunistic, and I honestly think they're going to give the Patriots some trouble. Patriots just played a decent defense in the Chargers, and the only reason why the Chargers lost that game is because of a bunch of fourth and goal calls that should have went the Chargers' way, right? Like as far as you probably should have taken the points. Blah blah. They only won 16-3 against a decent Chargers defense. Now, mind you, I think the Texans defense are a lot better than the Chargers. So I'm going with Texans. John, who you taking?
Same. Texans.
Going Texans. Bro.
Same.
Texans. Oh, that's 3-0, Jack.
I mean, this kind of gives me like, it kind of gives me Oregon Texas Tech vibes a little bit, just because like Texas Tech was fantastic, blowing people out, but they just hadn't been tested really that much all year. Patriots been a fantastic team, but like we've said, they haven't really played that great a competition. I think it'll be close, anyone's game, but I'm picking the Texans.
Ooh, that's a okay. Tesla, what you got?
Who did Jack take?
Texans.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Like the Texans offense is really bad. Like really bad.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not forget they only put up 9 points. Or was it 10? Yeah, 9 points versus it was 10-6. I'm sorry, 10 points through 3 quarters today versus the Steelers. And we're not saying the Steelers have really, really good offense. So I'm gonna take the Patriots win this game. I'm gonna go Patriots Bills in the you got 2 division opponents in both of the conference championships.
Interesting. Do you feel like the Patriots have a better defense than the Steelers?
Yes, I do.
Interesting. Fair enough.
I do. I don't think the Steelers are that good. They have the names, but I don't think they were that good this year. I mean, I do think the Patriots have a better defense than the Steelers. But I also think the Patriots have a lot better offense than the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I'll give you. That I'll give you for sure. I got a couple things before we wrap up. Number one, can you guess who led the Jets in receiving?
Yes, I know it. I won't say it.
Is it Adonai Mitchell?
No. It's who you think it would be.
It's Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson.
And he's been
Do
out
you
since
know
week 4.
how many yards that he led the Jets with?
Was it like 400 or something?
Under 400. It was 395, dude.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Garrett Wilson led the Jets in receiving yards with 395 yards. That is insane. Absolutely insane. One Jet fans, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that bad. I'm a Raider fan. I think that's really bad. Just to caveat that, when we had Devontae Williams
receiving yards outside of Brock Bowers.
Outside of Brock Bowers, Brock Bowers is our number one. What you mean?
That's my point.
That's irrelevant. For whatever reason, they think that he's the guy. All right.
That's true.
Drewski's not on today, so I guess we're not talking any NBA at all. Anything that needs to come forward before we wrap it up? We took a lot of time on that. No?
Should be a fun week of football.
It should be a great week of football. Absolutely great week of football.
Clippers are fighting for that number 10 spot. Just want to throw that out there.
Let's go. Lots of season left.
Come on, Clippers. You can do it. Let's see if I can find any last I did see a couple things that came across my feed. Number one, Penn State landed, I think it was like 18 in the transfer portal, all coming from Iowa State.
Yep.
18 players. That's wild, bro. You just posted your entire starting offense and then some. Like what just happened? Let's see here. Anything else crazy coming up?
National championship next week.
National champion. Ooh, here we go. Let's do one final pick and then we'll close. National championship happening on the 19th, 4:30 p.m. Indiana versus Miami. I don't think anybody picked Miami to be in it, but who are you taking, John? Who do you got?
I'll be taking Indiana.
Ooh, Indiana. Bro.
I'm going for Miami.
Miami. Jack.
Yeah, man, it's pretty hard to go against Indiana right now. Like, they're giving me 2023 Georgia vibes when they beat TCU 65-7. So I'm gonna actually be doing a video about that later. Just comparing all the undefeated teams in the college football playoff era, and I think Indiana will be in that video.
Interesting. Tesla, who you got?
So I saw something today that I think we need to hit on next week, or at least in the off season.
Yep.
It said like players over the age of 23 or 24, Indiana has like 40 something on their roster. And so I wonder if they're just like not buying, but like trying to accumulate older kids with more experience. And if that's, the new wave of football.
I mean, that sounds like buying to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy though. Well, I mean, I just saw a basketball game in a high school where there's a 17-year-old freshman out there. The dad held him back 2 years just so he could keep playing basketball and develop as a high schooler. Crazy, right? Wild. Anyway, we could talk about that another time. But I'm gonna go with the basketball Hoosiers, man. I can't believe I'm saying that, but they're gonna win the championship.
Going with the bet. Okay, here I'm gonna caveat this pick with the sole reason that I do not want the Raiders to pick Fernando Mendoza. Okay, I'm going with Miami because I need him to lose a game. Otherwise, I know I've been through this way too many times. I either need the Raiders to trade back in the draft, or I need Fernando Mendoza to lose in order for the please don't screw up a whole nother draft. I'm begging you. For those still watching, please subscribe to us on YouTube at JAMM Packed Podcast. Click on that notification button to view us live. We're live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at JAMM Packed Podcast. If you want to hit us up on Instagram. Before we leave, if you're looking for any sports content, any great, fabulous sports content on YouTube, make sure that you hit up Jack on his channel at Jack SB. Oscar, love having you on board, my guy. He says Indiana's winning 45-20, and Mendoza and his go jumping the bus right away on the road to Vegas to join in. Man, I gave you your kudos, and then you're going to do me dirty like that? No, I don't want either of them. Get out of here. Your Eagles can join the Raiders down here in Cancun. All right, perfect. So, hope you enjoyed this episode of JAMM Packed. As always, man, we love talking sports. We love getting to know our guys. Make sure you tune in next week for another great episode. And as always, be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And we'll see you all next week. I don't know why that's up. Let's go this one instead. Yeah, love that. All right, fellas. Peace out.
Yo, it's jam packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like a fresh new track. We got the juice, the vibe, the facts. So lean in close, it's time to unpack. Mic check 1 2, we breaking the mold. Story so bold, got the heat in the cold. From culture to combo, we never play flat. Every beat, every word, yeah, jam packed. J for the jokes, A for the art, M for the moments that hit from the heart, M for the magic, the mind, the map. Put it all together, now you're jam-packed. Tune in, lock in, we're taking you higher. Fuel for your thoughts, spark for your fire. No filler, no fluff, just truth intact. This ain't just a part, it's jam-packed. Yo, we're jam-packed, turn the volume to the max. Every episode hitting like